The Government Work Report has laid out China's key economic targets and opening up strategies for 2024 and beyond. In today's discussion, we will focus on the new business opportunities provided by China's deepening opening up. So some Western media believe that China's economic development has reached its peak due to pressures such as debt, deflation, and demographics. So do you agree, and what's your take on this, Rennie?
I think that the issues that you're discussing, or the Western media discussing about deflation and population and so forth, I think that's prevalent worldwide, not only in China. I think that many other economies are going through that trend. However, we do not believe that China is going through deflation. So we believe that the Chinese economy is recalibrating into the new innovation, into not the traditional manufacturing or traditional economies, but to the new innovation, new economies.
So, Mr. Jin, what's your opinion on this question?
I'm a Chinese entrepreneur. I do my business over 30 years. So I think the future of China in the economic areas very strong, very positive. 40 years ago, our government formulated a major policy focusing on economic construction, reform, and ramping up. This policy remains unchanged. The Chinese people have very strong desire improving their quality of life. They want to increase their wealth and improving their life. This strong will is a powerful driving force to develop.
Mr. Zhou, 周总。
那我们从去年以来，一直在国内有非常快速的增长。那么现在根据我们的看到的数据，中国人年均消费咖啡是12杯，日本人是200杯，美国是380杯。那么从这个数据的背后，我们就可以看到，其实中国在咖啡这个领域，在这个产业上有非常大的空间。所以我们从消费的这个领域来看，我们对中国的市场非常有信心。那这里呢，我也想借用一下我们星巴克创始人霍华德先生曾经说过的，说星巴克的中国故事才刚刚开始，后面还有很多美好让我们去共同创造。
So, capital market is generally a reflection about a country's economic development prospects. So, how do you interpret the recent significant fluctuations in China's stock market?
We talk to many companies and we do a lot of our research. There's a lack of liquidity in the West, so a lot of capital had to go back from China, whether forced or not, to go back home to recapitalize whether the banking system or their businesses, and that puts a lot of pressure on the markets. So I think that the volatility in the market, not attributed only to the Chinese economy, has other outside factors that an international market or a market that is opening up will have to face. And we look at things long term. So I think that the opportunity is great. The government is doing a great job in modifying rules and regulations. But then again, I think that this time is completely different than before, because there's a lot of headwinds, whether in geopolitics, in inflation, in supply chain, and many other things. So this time it requires more effort, and it's going to be longer time to able to calibrate. But at the end, it's the right thing to do.
Thank you, Rennie. So, Mr. Zhou, I want to know your opinion about some argument that China is slowing down its pace of reform and opening up. Do you think so or not?
我不这么认为。从星巴克在中国的我们的投资来看，我们是在不断重磅的加码中国市场的。在刚刚过去的2023年，我们连续在中国投了2个非常大的项目。第一个是我们在深圳投了星巴克创新科技中心，投资15亿。 那么我们在9月份，我们在昆山投了星巴克中国的咖啡创新产业园，所以在星巴克来看，我们认为中国的这个市场潜力是非常大的。那么我们会继续的在加大在中国的这个投资。那么另外，我们在中国看到的是中国的营商环境的不断的提升，也进一步的增强了投资者对于这个投资中国的这个信心。现在我们比如在辽宁，我们可以1天就拿到证照，那么会大大节约了我们开店的时间。所以这种营商环境的提升，也坚定了公司能够加大在中国投资的这个步伐，加快投资的步伐，这个加大投资的这么一个信心。
Thank you, Mr. Zhou. So, Ms. Pan, do you have any response to Mr. Zhou's comments on Liaoning's efforts to expand, reform, and opening up?
We have many unique advantages, such as the location, natural resources, and the industry. For the location, and Liaoning is the only land and marine gateway of Northeast Asia, and only the coastal province in Northeast China. And we have abundant natural resources such as magnesium, boron, and gold. And for the industry, I think everybody knows that Liaoning is the cradle of Chinese industry. We also supply some good service for the joint ventures, and we will give the convenient for the import and export, and we will supply the high efficiency of the government, and also we supply each company a butler to solve the problem for joint ventures. So we will take all of these to expand and open it up, and we try to attract more foreign investors to come to Liaoning to do a cooperation of win-win.
So, Mr. Zhou, do you have any new investment plans in China this year?
星巴克在今年会继续加快在中国的开店步伐。那么我们的开店除了在一些大的城市，今年有一个很重要的方向，我们会下沉市场，在一些县级，甚至在一些更下沉的市场去开更多的店。那么也可以这样可以服务到更多的消费者，可以把咖啡送到更多的这个咖啡爱好者手中。
While we are talking about how China can attract more foreign investment, actually last year China saw a decline in FDI inflows, so it declined about 8%. So do you think this is a temporary phenomenon or a longer-term trend?
从我个人观点看，我认为这是一个短期的一个情况吧。当然有可能受到一些前2年疫情的这个影响。那么从星巴克我们来看，中国现在是美国以外的最大的市场，发展最快的市场，也是最重要的市场之一。所以从公司的战略方向来看，我们认为未来的对中国的这种机会，我们非常看重，投资的机遇我们非常看重。所以我们相信未来还是有潜力，还是有很多的投资潜力的，机会无限。谢谢。
So Starbucks will not consider withdrawing investment in China?
当然不会，我们不仅不会，我们还会继续加大在中国的投资。
So what's your take on the trend or the data that China has seen slower FDI inflows last year?
I think that there's a lot of negativity and a lot of sound bites in all these things. I think that as the economy is recalibrating, the FDI is normal for it to slow down or slow down a little bit. So other areas like agriculture, like manufacturing, that will continue, we think, to have a flow of FDI, especially in the manufacturing area. No one can displace China, in our opinion, when it comes to manufacturing and the infrastructure, okay, and the knowledge of the people, of course, and the labor force. So even if many countries want to open semiconductor factories, you cannot staff these factories with educated and people with knowledge to manufacture semiconductors. So it takes time, and it needs a lot of government support and infrastructure support. And that's why China The government did an amazing job in investing in infrastructure a long time ago, and now it can reap the benefits from that.
So at the end of last year, how many of the Fortune Global 500 enterprises have invested in Liaoning?
Yeah. In recent years, Liaoning province has attracted a lot of foreign investors in come to Liaoning. By the end of 2023, 165 Fortune 500 companies and their subsidiaries has invested in Liaoning province. Among them, actually, they established 238 joint ventures. Among them, such as the BMW, Brilliance, and total investment in Liaoning is 100 billion RMB yuan. And Shenyang production site is the largest production base in the world, and Saudi Arabia, and the biggest, the largest gas and oil producer, has invested in Liaoning for 83.7 billion RMB yuan.
It's impressive that 165 of the top global companies are in Liaoning. So what's your secret of attracting foreign investment?
First, we make the business environment optimize it. And there are 9 policies, mainly for incentive for FDI, foreign direct investment. And also we will supply good service for the joint venture. Just now I mentioned that for each company, each joint ventures, if you need, we will give a ambassador for you. If you have any problem or any question, you just tell the butler, and he will coordinate all the related the government department to find a way to solve it. So I think that's our secret.
Yes, I'm from Liaoning. I think recent years our government already became more effective, more transparency, and take serious service attitude to all kind of company, not only state-owned company, but foreign investors and private part. I feel I get a very strong feeling about this.
So, Mr. Jin, do you have any further comments or suggestions on China's efforts to build an internationalized and law-based, market-oriented business environment?
I fully support all the new policy, not only attract foreign investor, also benefit for the domestic investor. Marketization is necessary. That means free competition. Legalization also very necessary. That means fair competition. And in this internationalization means all the excellent players have the opportunity to do business in China.
Randy, do you have anything to add? What's your comments on China's efforts to improve business environment?
But I think where could be more improvement, in my opinion, is educating more people about the Chinese markets, about the Chinese culture, and the infrastructure of what China can offer. Many investors I know, they have no understanding of China, and to them it's like another planet. So I think it's very important to be able to communicate in a certain way. I know that it cannot be done every time, but it has to be done effectively with communication and education, because once investors get here, the government, and this is a good example, Liaoning, they do a great job in hospitality and educating people and show them how it can be a win-win cooperation. But to the outside world and to people that don't know China, they have no understanding of what China is all about.
Yeah, it is an impressive argument. I think. Why do you think there's such kind of a huge gap here?
there are multiple issues in that. I think the media, global media, is only one narrative. The second, they have no other way of hearing what China is doing, what's happening here in China on that. And this is educated people, people that want to invest in China, but they have no way of understanding what China is all about. Okay, so I think that that's one thing. The second thing is, in my opinion, something which is very harmless and can add a huge value, especially to the local economy, is to attract tourism.
Ms. Pan, do you have anything to add?
His opinion is very good and a good suggestion. Thank you. Actually, I want to tell you an example. I know I used to attract a company from United States. This is Harman, and we, the government, helped them to do the employment, to do some teaching, education, and to give them all the services. So everything finished.
So I think with that, we are coming to the end of our discussion. So thank you all of you for sharing your insights about China's opening up and economic prospects.